Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another session of Empowering Morning Conversations. I'd like to think of these conversations as stairs. So every day we climb, we put one foot on a new step and we move up. Definitely, we are not moving down. I think you will all agree with me on that. And today, I want to talk some more about choices. Okay. So we have talked about choices many times, and I have mentioned to you many times that choices create. Okay. Decisions limit and choices create. And we are afraid to make choices. And I often wonder, why are we afraid to make choices? But we are not afraid to make decisions. So have you ever thought about that? We are not so afraid of making decisions, but we are afraid of making choices. And there are people who are even afraid to make decisions. So we call them indecisive people. So there are three kinds of people. One, who make choices. Two, who make decisions. And three, the ones who are afraid to make decisions. Interesting, isn't it? Or people who will keep on postponing making decisions and keep on asking people, should I do it? You think it's okay? Do you think I should go ahead with this? I have someone in my family who's been thinking of upgrading. He's got a nice SUV, and in Delhi, you're allowed to keep a diesel vehicle up to 10 years only. So he has to buy a new one. And for the last 2 years, he's been still trying to buy a new one. And he's trying to decide which one to buy. Until yesterday, he hasn't bought any vehicle. Interesting, isn't it? So I said to him, hello, you have evaluated so many vehicles. Why don't you choose one? He said, but I'm not able to decide. So I said, why don't you choose one? And he said, I'm not able to decide. Interesting, isn't it? So I want to listen to you about this, about choice, about decision, about indecision, and what is stopping you from making a choice. And if you are one of those people who wants to make only decisions, I'd like to know what's your rationale for making a decision and not making a choice. Yes, Neeti, go ahead.
So, when we are required to make a choice, the first thing that hits is the sense of responsibility that comes behind it, because then the onus is on us that was my choice. It is wholly and totally my doing. And when we take a decision, it is easier because then passing the blame around and blame sharing is much easier if the decision doesn't go right, because you're looking at various components and then taking the call.
Okay, so if I was to say it in simple language, with less words, I would say you are saying that choice makes me responsible.
Yes.
Yes. And decision does not make you responsible?
You've got enough avenues to split the blame on.
Okay. Like share the blame.
Yes.
They also said,
you had to take care of this circumstance, you had to take care of taxes, you had to think about A, B, C, D. It's not such an easy decision to take. You have to satisfy a lot of conditions.
So what you're saying is when you make a decision, you're able to justify why you made it, so that if anything goes wrong, you can always blame, okay, I did everything that I'm supposed to do.
Huh.
Okay.
Yes.
So underlying is what? The only difference between choice and a decision is what then in that case?
Being responsible, taking the responsibility, taking the onus of it.
Yeah, and one more thing is there, no? And that is one thing that will either let you make the choice or it will force you to make a decision. What's that?
How important it is to me?
No. See, we are making a decision because we want to minimize the chances of failure.
Really, yes.
We want to maximize the chances of whatever I'm deciding will give me the outcome that I desire. I mean, we feel a little more certainty that, I have considered all the factors. So the chances of it taking place are much better. See, that's the only difference, right? But
Yes.
now you tell me, a whole lot of people over here have made many decisions in life. Have all the decisions been right? I mean, did the outcome always turn out the way you desired?
No.
Right? Now, since we don't have enough data in our life, mostly we have been making only decisions. Correct? Suppose you had been making choices in life equal to the number of decisions you made in life. You may discover something very interesting, Chances of failure in both cases might be almost the same. Let me tell you something very interesting about decision. Many years ago, I was working for this big company and we decided that we have to open an office for Haryana and Punjab. And at that time, I gave them, I said, listen, the natural choice is we should open it in Chandigarh. No, we should do survey, this, that, right? So they gathered a lot of data and everything. And then they said, okay, we will open the office in Jalandhar. Yeah, and there was a lot of logic and there was a lot of data to make that decision. After 2 years, they decided to close the office in Jalandhar and open the office in Chandigarh. And this time also they had a lot of data to support their argument. Interesting, isn't it? So the logic which was used for opening the office in Jalandhar, they're using the same office after same logic after 2 years to open the office in Chandigarh. So what does it tell you? Yes, Shakti, go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. So for me, what I'm feeling is how much importance I'm giving to the desired result. That's making me to decide. Some cases I'm not expecting, okay, I will do this, whatever it's come, it's okay. Then I'm choosing, I'm going forward. But when I'm looking for the particular result, also how much importance I'm giving to that result, that making me to decide, because I want to reduce the outcome of failure. So I'm keep thinking too much and then going forward. I'm trying to decide.
When it's important, then I have to decide.
Yes.
Otherwise, if it is small thing like should I eat chocolate or vanilla ice cream, then I can make a choice.
Yeah. When I'm playing small, yes, I'm going forward. Big, I was like too much.
Yeah. So now you tell me, what is the guarantee that for important things, all the decisions that you made, they turned out all right?
Yeah, there is no guarantee, sir.
Yeah,
but in my mind, somehow it's registered.
Yeah, but you feel more certain,
Yes.
But actually, if you see, you are shooting in the dark, right?
True.
So we are very interesting people. Somebody gives you a machine gun. He says, yeah, there's the target, fire some bullets on that target. So you've never learned how to fire a gun. So you fire 50, 4 or 5 will hit. You'll say, see, I'm a good marksman. That's making a decision. We think that, sometimes it hits. So we'll say, mera decision sahi hai. It's correct. So very interesting point here. When it's important, I make decision. Because the more important it is, the more I'm attached to the outcome,
Yes.
right? You could make a choice also in the same situation. But in the important thing, no, nothing should go wrong.
Yes.
So if you made a choice and it went, if you made a decision and something goes wrong, what do? Many times we make decisions, isn't it?
Yes.
And things don't go right. Then what do? When you
At
make
least
it,
I used to have sometimes guilt feeling, regret. At least some situations I will blame.
yeah, but after all that is over, then what do?
Yeah. So what now?
You
What
get into the
again?
work.
Restart.
Yeah, you'll say now what?
Yeah.
Now, suppose you made a choice
Okay.
and it didn't work out. What can you do? The same thing. It didn't
Same
work
thing.
out. I'll make
Same.
another choice.
Yes.
You made this choice, it didn't work out, make another choice.
Yes, sir.
But we avoid it, no? There is such a strong pull that it should always turn out the way I want. See, sometimes the outcome can be greater than what you can imagine also, no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But when I'm making a decision, maybe I'm cutting out the chances of something greater that might happen. See, let's say suddenly out of the blue, somebody says, hey, take up this assignment.
Mhm.
And you say, yeah, I'll get back to you. Because you want to think about it. Because you want
Yes.
to decide about it. And that
Yes.
person has got no time. He picks up the next available person and says, all right, I'm giving the assignment to that person. Because when the time came to make a choice, you did not.
Yes.
See, likewise, I believe that nature, providence, whatever, it keeps on sending things in front of us. And we are so busy deciding, killing possibilities. So we don't make use of the opportunity by making a choice. Why? Because our brain is always wired in such a way, oh, if it does not work out, what if I made the wrong choice? Well, if you decide to stay on and you missed an opportunity, would that be the right decision?
No.
Right? And if you decided to go for it and it didn't work out, then also it may not be the right decision. There's no guarantee this way or that way.
Yes. Yes, sir. Sir, one more thing regarding this, I would like to share, sir. I have registered my company in Hong Kong. One person approached me for collaborating and move forward. Since I'm not familiar, I don't have that much knowledge on that. I told that I need to take some time. So now the chance is gone. Okay, I didn't take that choice, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about that, why I didn't choose that. Anyhow, in running a company in Hong Kong, I need to learn a lot of things. That's how I need to learn and move forward. But why I didn't take that choice? Now I'm thinking on that, sir.
When you were learning a cycle, if your father was not willing to let go of that cycle, you would have never discovered that you can have the distinction balance in your life, right?
Yes.
So somebody had to let go of, the father usually catches the cycle from the back and lets you drive. He had to let it go. And initially you would be a little shaky for a few seconds and then, now I know how to drive a bicycle. And then you
Yes.
never forgot that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So now you're beginning to see how choices create and decisions may be limiting.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you. Thank you.
Shanti ji.
Yes. Sir, still I find it difficult to find the difference between a choice and a decision.
Okay, so we've got a lot of people who have listened to it 50 times before. And we'll ask one of them to explain it to you. That way I'll know whether they understood it or not. So who wants to explain to her the difference between choice and decision? Hello? We've got these 4 pundits who can explain to you. They're hesitating. Why? Chalo, we are going to leave out the pundits from it and we'll ask Neeti to explain to you.
So can I?
Yeah, you can try, sure.
Decision is when we think that, we are forced to take up on it. And choice is something, where we have the possibilities to choose either to take or not to take, even in that critical situation. So that's the difference between decision versus choice.
Okay. Priya also wants to explain.
Yes, so decision is when I look up to lot of scenarios, lot of situations ki ye hoga to aisa hoga, like if I'll make this decision, how am I going to benefit out of it? What are the pros and cons? After looking all of that, there's a lot of data to support decisions, my arguments, so I decide. In case of choice, I just say ki, okay, whatever is gonna happen, I take full responsibility of it. If doesn't go my way, I'll do something else and then make another choice. So there's a difference there.
Okay, very good. I like it. I like this explanation. Yes. Ready, Aru?
Sir, one is with judgment, other one is without judgment.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. All are correct. Shanti ji, is it making some sense to you now? The
Yes,
difference
sir.
between choice and
Yes,
decision?
sir, I got it. Priya's explanation is quite satisfactory to find the difference between a decision and choice. Thank you, Priya.
All right, very good. So now my question to you is, we want something better in life always for some reason or the other, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so maybe you got, okay, you can mute yourself now. I'm talking to everybody, not only you. All right. We want something. Have you noticed we always want something better in life? Has it ever happened in your life? You said, no, I'm very satisfied. I don't want anything more. Okay. Everybody who agrees with me that we always want more in our life can put a thumbs up or something. So I know. The virtual one, go to reactions. Yeah. Okay. Only 2 people are agreeing. What about the rest of you? Okay. You want something better, something more? Yes or no? If you don't want anything more, Venkatesh, why you go and see different movies every day? Why not the same movie? Why not eat rice and sambar every day? Why not eat curd rice every day? You want more, no?
No, I don't want more. I want to hold the status quo. I don't want to go down.
Don't go down.
Yeah, seeing movies, watching new movies or everything is the way of life with me. That is the normal way, not doing anything more. I am limited by my commitments here itself, and sometimes I can't move out at all. So choices are limited to the circumstances. There may be a better one to do in the place you are.
Okay. That is what you're doing. Obviously, limited by circumstances. Choices are limited. I understand that. I
Yes.
would love to, but I cannot. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you could, if people could, they would always want something better. This is what I
Yes.
mean. And we are not satisfied until we have something better, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where we are coming from and saying, hey, listen, when you want something better, you will have to create something better, no? You cannot be doing the same thing every day and expecting different results, correct? That is the reason why I always say, move out of the default mode and get into the create mode. Now, Venkatesh, he give very good example why he cannot move out of the default mode because of situation, because of family, because of this, because of that. It is true for many of us. What we call in our language that I'm so busy with my survival activities that I don't get time to create, which is not 100% true that you don't get chance to create. Yeah, maybe true for some, to some extent, but if you want to, if you choose to, despite circumstances, people can create. Like we have Hasina ji over there, and she's getting on years, and she does create many things. And then she had stopped creating, then she started creating through her hobby and other things. Yeah. So we are not talking about how much you can create, but can you create? Yes, you can. Do you choose to create? That's up to you. If you go on keeping busy trying to decide, should I create? Should I not create? Should I take a job? Should I get married? Should I get married? Should I get married to the guy who's asking me? No, why is he asking me? There must be something wrong with him. That's why he's asking me. Otherwise, nobody asks me. People are busy rejecting me. So, this is how the brain works. We want something better, but we are not willing to make a choice. That's the reason maybe also why we are not creating. Because to create, you have to be responsible for your choice. And very beautifully said by Niti ji, if I don't want to be responsible for my choice, I'll be only making decisions, because then I can say, ki bhai, maine to sab kuch dekha tha. I checked out everything. So I'm not to be blamed. I did the due diligence. But if I'm operating out of cause and I'm saying, hello, me cause, I chose this, it didn't work out, I'll choose anything else. That's called free choice. And it's very interesting. Now, if I ask you to let go your imagination and say, okay, all right, what choices will you make now? Many people will not even say. Many people will not even want to think about it. बोल दिया तो करना पड़ेगा, सोच लिया तो भी करना पड़ेगा, तो सोचो ही मत. If I don't think, I don't have to do anything. When I'm forced to think, then I will think. It happens, no? In life, sometimes the situation forces you to make choices or decisions. In Hindi, there is a saying, you know, marta kya na karta. But then, did you make a choice? Or did you make a decision? It was forced upon you. I have seen many people in a crisis situation making wrong decision out of desperation. Have you seen that? They'll grab the first choice that comes in front of them because their logic says, bird in hand is better than two in the bush. We have a lot of justification. Yeah. And then they get stuck in a dead-end job for 5 years. And they'll say what to do, situation as such, I was forced to take it. Now I'm stuck in this profession which I don't like. So why don't you make a choice, my friend? No, but so many 5 years I've invested in this. How can I leave it? But I'm not doing something which I like. But what to do, sir? Now I become expert in this. So I can't leave this also. Choices create. Decisions limit. So if you had a choice, if you had to make a choice right now, what choice would you make? I'm not asking you to make the choice. I'm saying, what choice can you make? Can you talk about it? I'll give you one example of choice. Oh, Ashokji has got his hand raised. Let's listen to what he has to say. Ashokji, go ahead.
No, sir. I had raised that hand long back when you asked about the decision and choice.
Okay, you can talk about that if you want to.
No, not now.
The topic is over.
That topic is over. Now we want to know the difference between the two.
But you already know the difference. Yeah, Tiakudin. Tiaku, we are waiting for you to speak.
Yeah. Sir, it was a bit confusing most of the time. We are getting cleared and again we will be going to the default mode. So I feel that this decision in our life, most of the time we are taking decision because, we are a social being. We are so-called, we are always afraid about what they will say. So very less we are taking choice, that I understood. That means choice have more, opportunity to create and decision have less, as you said. But why we are always in the decision mode? Because that may just influence on surroundings, or you always don't want to take risk because choice have a bit more risk than decision, I feel, in our data.
That's what we think. That is what we think. It is not true, but we believe like that.
Yeah, that's why we don't want to get blamed, as you said. So yeah, that's all. I think we have to change that mindset.
We can look at Mr. Rishi Sunak and say, wow, he became Prime Minister of UK. What a man. He used to work for Goldman Sachs, Highly educated fellow. Doing very well in life. Married to the richest, one of the richest people's daughter also. What he made a choice. Do you think he would have made a decision to become the Prime Minister of UK? If he had to make a decision, if you had to make that decision, you would never make it. You would say, I'm doing very well. People will tell you, are you mad? Politics very risky. You want to become Prime Minister? The last Prime Minister lasted only for 7 weeks. What are you doing? Don't do it. Don't give up your career. You're having such a big job in a big company. How can you leave it? So it's very interesting point of view that Yakudin has raised, right? One of the pressures that we have is peer pressure, family pressure, society pressure, saying, hey, how can you do that? The problem with choice is you cannot explain to anyone how you made that choice, you see? When you make a decision, you are able to explain. Now, there's something very interesting. We've all heard about it. It's called intuition. Hello?
Yes. That only it was saying.
Yeah. Do you know what the definition of intuition is?
Yeah. I felt imagination is more important than intelligence, as
No. I'm not using the word imagination. I'm saying intuition.
Yeah.
Intuition is different from imagination, by the way.
I think gut feeling.
A feeling from the gut.
Yeah. But you know what the definition of it is in the dictionary? Information that comes to you from beyond the rational mind. That is intuition. Because what your so-called rational mind will show you will always be limited. Okay. So there is a book called Blink. Yeah.
I've seen that book before 10 years. I just went through some pages, I think. Blink, it was very important. It is on intuition. Yeah.
Because, I conduct programs on intuition. and I've been doing some R&D on that, and there is enough research to show that most of the top executives in this world rely a lot on their intuition. Yeah. So instead of making a decision, they are basing their choices on intuition. The only difference is that there is a process in any case. Even the intuition that happens, at one level, there is a lot of computation going on, which you don't know. When you make a decision, you know your computation. So you can explain it. But when you make an intuitive choice, there is still a lot of computation going on, but you don't know how to explain it. Okay? Because it's happening at a level which you don't understand.
So still this related to great discoveries or like Elon Musk and SpaceX or something. Is it was his decision or choice? Is still I have because
Well, tell me one thing. You know a chap called Isaac Newton who was sitting under the tree and the apple fell on his head. You remember that one? Isaac Newton.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, the gravitational theory. Now, if he was a rational fellow, if the apple had fallen on his head, he would say apple will fall down only, no, it will not fall up. And that's the end of the story. So this guy was a guy who was thinker. He said, oh, but why is it falling down? Why is it not falling up? How do you think he theorized it? What about that Eureka moment, the theory of buoyancy? That guy was having a bath in a bathtub. Then suddenly, prang, it came to him. The theory of buoyancy. And he ran out naked out of his bathtub shouting, Eureka, Eureka. So many things. They make a choice and then they can find out a lot of logic to explain it also, if they want to.
Yeah, still what I felt is he decided to go that choice. He's deciding to go with the choice. There is something like that.
No, he just went with his choice. No, we are so fond of this word decide. Why don't you say on off, right? He makes a choice and switches on. And switch it. Should I go ahead or not? That you are calling as a decision. You see, you make a choice and you go ahead, or you make a choice and you don't go ahead. Choice is yours. See, these decisions are so hardwired in our brain, we cannot even talk without using the word decision. There's some sabzi wala somewhere. Hasina ji, please mute your mic. Thank you. Choices create, decisions limit, and there is no evidence that if you make one or the other, it will turn out to be 100% the outcome that you desire. In fact, one thing about a choice is that it might open up more possibilities than you can imagine. If you look in your life, decisions will always let you do only small, incremental, recognizable actions. Choice is a leap of faith. And so many things can happen. Yes, Shanti ji.
Yes, sir, in decisions, we first look for the logic. We want to be backed up by information. In choices, there is no information at all, and you are taking and you are just moving forward. And you find the choice information later. Later you have made the choice.
Yeah, maybe. But at the intuitive level, I promise you, there is a lot of information which you are not cognitively knowing, but it is there at some level.
Yes, sir. In intuition, you have to give chance to your intuition to work. You should not close the door for your intuition. You should be very alert to make the choice when the intuition says that you have to move. Instead,
Exactly.
we close the door and keep the intuition away, and we are looking for logic to find we are looking for logic to take the decision,
Yeah, to justify.
the decisions which we want to take.
Yeah, or let's put it this way, we are looking for logic to justify the choices that we'd like to make. Then it's called a decision. When you're looking for rational and explanation and why you should do it, right? Then it's not a choice anymore. Yes, Kunen sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Very good morning to all. So what's coming to me, it's very clear that choices at any time better than decisions. So, but in the day-to-day activities or in the life, first we have to choose or make choices, then decide, take decisions to get the things completed. But if there are two individuals and both have different value systems or the belief systems, there could be different choices for them. And other thing I wanted to ask, sir, what is this?
1 minute, hold on. This is a very important point. Can you give me a practical example of this from life, what you're saying? It sounds very nice theoretically, but practically what you just said, there could be two individuals and they will make different choices depending on their values. Of course, but I mean, what's the point here?
The point is, for example, an individual who is bachelor, now he has to marry. So he will choose someone which cannot be the good life partner in terms of providing the support or being pious or being the right life partner in terms of the journey of the life. If the value system is something else. So other individual who has
1 minute. He wants to choose a life partner and he's got certain criteria for choosing a life partner. That's what you're saying?
Right, sir.
And if he's got a criteria, then that would be a decision.
Not criteria, sir, the values.
The values are the criteria, na? His criteria is that the person should have so and so values, correct?
When there is a criteria, then it becomes decision.
Yeah, but even if it's a value, suppose I'm choosing a life partner and I say that these values should be there in the life partner. That is my criteria for making a choice. Then it's a decision.
No, I'm talking about the values of the individual who is going to choose.
Even if his values are choosing, then he's looking for something in the person that he's choosing, isn't it?
Correct.
So what is he looking for?
Whatsoever his values are.
So then it is not a choice, na? We are not saying that making decision is bad or good. We are only saying that now I know many people, what you're saying. They have made a decision after checking out their life partner and all that, कि भाई उसका value is मेरे से match होता है कि नहीं, and all that, right? And then after a year or so, they realize, oh shit, I made the wrong choice. After all the due diligence and everything. And how many people like this you might have come across also? Because, getting married is a very sensitive matter. A very important matter, probably the most important choice you made in life. Yeah. So mostly people make decisions. Now, how many people you have seen after all that decision making and all, right? How many happy people have you seen? You check that out. You don't have to tell me. So, first of all, let us not be debating whether choice is better or decision is better. That's not the question here. See, we get out of that tarazu, right, wrong, good, bad, wo acha hai, acha nahi hai. That's not the point. Point is choices create and decisions limit.
But my point is that if we have the right values, then my choices, whatsoever I'll be creating, will be not decision.
Okay, you will make choices based upon your values.
Yeah.
So fine.
And that value should be alignment with the universe, with the way I'm thinking myself as an energy being.
So listen, you are right, because all this thought will not even come into you at that moment. Okay, you will make choices based on who you are. And who you are is nothing but your values and beliefs.
Yes.
Yes. So it's natural that a person with certain values will make certain kind of choices.
But
So that's
those
fine.
values, yeah. But those values, if it is aligned with the universe, then the choices would be harmonious.
That see, when you say harmonious means what? You're saying right choice.
Harmonious means you will be at peace, light, completely in the being a state.
And that's okay. That's good. That's excellent. However, that also does not guarantee that it might turn out not to be correct for you. It can. And then you have always a choice to choose something else. If it doesn't turn out the way you desired, you always have a choice to create something else without blaming yourself or blaming other person or anybody. However, if you had made a decision and it turned out to be the wrong decision, then you would be blaming yourself and other people as well. That's one of the differences between the two.
In the corporate, sir, we say that right at first time. So if we have the right values and the first time itself, if we choose, make the choices which is completely aligned with the universe, with the right energy system, then it would be better.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. Why not?
So the question I wanted to ask, sir, as you rightly mentioned, the intuition. So what could be, or what is the source of intuition, or what?
Your consciousness. If you do a little study on it, you'll find out one of the earliest guys to talk about it was Carl Gustav Jung, the great psychologist, right? And he used to say that, at the unconscious level, we are able to tap into the mind of all humanity, the superconscious mind, right? We call it in Access, we call it awareness. So at the level of consciousness, you can tap into the unlimited reservoir of knowledge, past, present, and future. That's where intuition comes from. So when you tap into that and you get some information, it's called. So that's why they say knowledge that comes to you from beyond the rational mind. It's coming from the bigger mind, you can say.
So there must be some source.
Yeah, the bigger mind, it's there everywhere. You can't see it.
Right.
Can you see the cloud? Today we do cloud computing. Can you see the cloud? It is there somewhere, sitting on thousands of servers somewhere. That's in the physical domain. At the energy domain, it is there everywhere.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Got it.
The energy. We call it God, by the way. उसको हमने एक label दिया हुआ है. All right, so very, very stimulating conversation this morning. But the question I want to leave you with today is, what choices are you going to make today? Which you are not making till now. What choices can you make today that will open up absolutely new possibilities and create a new life for you? What choices can you make today Another way of saying it is, what can I add to my life today that would allow me to create a future that I desire? So what choices can I make today that would allow me to create a future that I desire? So that's what I want to leave you with. So thank you very much, guys, for being there today. And I will see you tomorrow for another episode of Empowering Morning Conversations. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great day. God bless you. Bye.